Penny, where are you? Oh, there you are. Do you want to be in my video today? You're so sweet. Thank you. Hi everybody, I'm Ashley. This is my first video. I just wanted to share with you how to crochet a baby blanket, and today is going to be a cactus blanket. I'm going to be making sand. I'm going to be making it kind of like an Arizona desert colors. I'm going to be adding white and yellow. And the cactuses are obviously going to be green. We also can't forget my lovely daughter, Isabella. Where are you?
Hi.
Hi. Come over to the hot spot. Yeah.
Come over and check my channel.
Yeah.
Spooky,
Scary Silly Kids. Okay, so here's the yarn I'm going to get. Just need one white, and I already have yellow at home. We just need 2 of these. Here's what all the hooks look like. They have the really nice cushiony ones.
Look at these cool little hooks.
And here's a big pack of them. And here's some more cushiony hooks. And here's the regular kind. These are the kind I have right now. And here's some more. Those look like new. I think I want to try those. Those look cool. Okay, so you're going to want crochet hooks. All my hooks are in the bag. And here's the sandy cream colored yarn. I have 2 of those for now. If we need more, we can always go back and get more, because they always have this kind in stock, and if not, you can always order online beforehand. We also have the white, which we saw in the previous video, and we also have yellow, the scrap yarn that I was talking about. So we'll be using the scrap yellow, and also this is really handy. It's a obviously measuring tape to measure the length that you need for your blanket, depending on who it's being made for. And today we're going to need crochet hook. J is blue. Okay, so you'll want a J hook. Looks like this. And to get you started with this blanket.
Hi guys.
Thickness right here is a 4. I'm going to start out with the sandy color. So you can use an H, but we're going to use a J. A little bit bigger of a hook so we can get that yarn correctly into the stitches. I always start from here instead of in the middle. I'm not really sure which one is better or best. And here we have my kitty cat. Alright, thank you. If you have kitties at home, sometimes this will happen. Just a warning. Well, actually this is going to be a pattern of 14 stitches plus 4. So I'm going to have an amount of 116 stitches altogether. So that's going to be 14 times 8, I believe, plus 4, which is 116. Okay, so sorry about that, everybody. Apparently, I was crocheting backwards. So now that we're facing the correct way, let me show you how to do this. So you're going to take the yarn and you're going to do your slip knot however which way you want. This is the way I do it. I do not have any problems if that's the way you like to do the slip knot as well. We are going to do 116 stitches, so you are going to count all of those. I'm going to show you a couple, and then we'll meet back after 116. So if you don't already know how to do a chain stitch, after you make your slip knot, you are going to yarn over and you're going to hold the little tail down here, and you're going to pull the hook through the middle. And then just to show you again, you'll yarn over and pull the yarn through the middle. I'm going to go ahead and do that 116 times and meet you back here after we get to end of the stitch count. Hopefully you did all the stitches. 116 stitches, this is what it should look like. So we're going to move on to the first row. The chain stitches are the foundation of the blanket, and then we're just going to move on to first row. So the next thing we're going to do is double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So let me just grab this hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to yarn over and stab that hook into the chain. Right in the middle of the chain is where we want it. And then you're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. That is double crochet. The chain 4 over here does count as a double crochet. We are going to double crochet 5 more times, I believe. Yes, we'll go ahead and do that. Go to the next stitch. In the middle, pull the yarn through, pull through 2, pull through 2 more. So that's 1, 2,
3, 4, 5,
3, 4, and 5. And then the next stitch, we're going to be working with the next 3 stitches, and we're going to be doing double crochet, but we're going to be leaving that last loop on the hook, so it's going to look like this. So we're going to go in just like a normal double crochet, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through 2. But we're going to leave this loop on the hook, and then we're going to yarn over. We're going to go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, leave that loop on the hook, just like so. We're going to go through the next one, the 3rd one, yarn over, go through the middle, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then now we have 4 stitches on the hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 stitches, and then we're going to do 5 more double crochets.
Bad girl.
And then the next stitch, we're going to put 3 double crochets into 1 stitch. So 1,
If you lay down, it's no better.
2, and 3. And then you're just going to follow that exact pattern all the way to the end. And here you can see this is the dip here and this is the peak. And just repeat that pattern till the end and I will show you what to do next. We are on the last stitch. We are going to double crochet 2 in the last stitch. So 1 and 2. And now what we're going to do, since we're at the end, we're going to turn our work. And we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So now instead of working in our chains, which is what we were doing, and that's what's on the bottom here. Now we have double crochets all across the top. So we're just gonna go all the way back down the row again. So after your chain 3, we are going to double crochet
Have you had them before?
one more in the
You know
same
if you like them or
stitch.
not.
What do you want?
And please excuse the background music, the background noise if it offends anybody. I apologize. Next thing that we're going to be doing after putting that double crochet in the same stitch, we are going to double crochet in the next 5. And we're just going to do what we did last time. We are going to double crochet in the next one, pull through, leave the loop on the hook, double crochet again, pull through 2, leave that one on the hook as well, and then do it one more time, pull through 2, and then pull through all 4.
Ye bought this farm and
We're gonna do 5 stitches again.
This is farming, not cowboy stuff.
you have never sounded as
And then we're just gonna do the same thing like we did before. And
You know what
after the 5
ignorance
stitches,
Yes,
we're
I
going
do.
to do
What does it mean,
3.
Cal?
Google it.
Both of you shut up.
1
What are we supposed to be doing?
Farming,
in the
I
same
guess.
stitch. 2
How?
and 3. We're
have
gonna
to
continue
milk them.
to do the same pattern again, and then I'll show you what
What are you
to
talking
do
about?
next. We are at the end of the row, row 2. We're going to finish off with a double crochet inside of this chain 3, which was our double crochet.
Been on the phone forever. What are you doing?
Tweeting about my sponsorship with Booty Booty Pop
1, and then we're gonna do one more
Booty pop juice, but not for
double
my glow,
crochet.
glow, glow.
We're gonna do that at the end of every row. We're gonna end it off with 2 double crochets in that chain at the end. And then you're just gonna flip your work and you're going to chain 3 again until you get the desired length of blanket you would like. You can change colors. It is recommended if you're gonna do a chevron look, change the colors every 2 rows. For this particular blanket, since we're gonna have a lot of sand, I'm gonna keep going until I reach my desired sand on the blanket, and then I'm gonna add in some white and some yellow for the sun. So when I get to that changing colors,
We just said we were.
I will go ahead and hop back on here and show you how to do that. I just want to show you real quick how to change colors, and this is just the way I do. I know a lot of different kinds of ways to do it, but I just want to show you real quick. I did already use the 2 skeins of yarn for the cream color for all the sand. It's a pretty good length. I don't know if you can see the whole thing on here. So I did leave off right here, and I'm just gonna blend in a white sky in the background, and I'm just gonna do only a little bit of white, just like a couple inches, and then I'll finish the top layer with yellow because it's gonna be like a sun, so it's gonna be kind of like a desert scene, if you will. So really all I'm doing is I'm just gonna put a little knot. I'm just gonna tie them together right here at the ends, and just really give that a good tug. You can double knot it. I usually don't because I don't want there to be too much bulk right here. But that's just how I put my colors together. To make sure that yarn is nice and tucked in there, we're just going to yarn over, and I always hold the yarn pieces down together with this string right here. It's kind of awkward to hold it like that, but I like to hold it down so I know I can tuck it into these stitches here. So I'm going to just grab these 2 right here, pull through with all those yarns pieces, and then I'm going to do it again. squeeze the two and pull through, and I tuck it in as much as possible. And then right there, obviously it's blended. So, and I still got a little bit here, so I'm just gonna still tuck it in over here a little bit.
No.
And then you just, and then it's okay if there's just a little tiny bit left over. When you're done with the blanket, you can either snip it a little bit, or you can even just try to tuck it in more. So whichever. Just want to show you that real quick. So we are at the end of the blanket. Just want to show you what I normally do when the blanket is finished. We just grab it. So here is the whole blanket from the bottom all the way to the top. Here's the middle, well, the top middle. I did the white, the sky, and then I did the yellow for the sun. So I just wanted those 3 colors, just kind of looking like a scene of a picture. Let me just measure this real quick, just so get an idea. This is kind of long. Let me see. Okay, so I have 48 inches long. So just so you can get an idea of how long I made it. This is the last stitch. Then you just do what you would normally do. You would just cut the end. And normally 6 inches is usually a good amount, but usually do it a little bit smaller, just about this amount, so it looks like it's, let me just measure that. I know 6 inches is usually like a definite amount that you're going to, oh look at that, it's actually 7. I thought it was shorter. So that's going to give you some really good secure on your blanket. Come on, scissors. I know you can cut. Okay, there we go. So you just slip stitch that at the end. Hope everybody can see this. Sorry. And then I normally just tie another knot just to be secure. I usually pull it through the easiest loops I can find. So it looks like I'm just going to be doing that through the top here. Oh, come on. There we go. And as soon as I get through all these loops, I get to show you how to make a cactus. That's the next step. Seems like it should be a lot easier than it may look, but I promise it is. Sometimes these little mechanisms that need to be done can be a little bit more timely than people might want them to be. Okay, so that looks good. I'll be making 3 cacti, 1 in the center and 2 on the sides. I just want to show you the 3 green colors that I'm going to be doing. You can do it in any kind of color. I like a variety, so I'm going to be using 3 different color greens, and I also happen to have 3 different color greens on me because I had a gracious donation from somebody that gave me a whole bunch of green colors, so I'm gonna be using them all. So my middle, this is gonna be my middle color, and this is going to, well, these 2 colors are gonna be beside. Sorry, somehow my video canceled out of itself. So we're at 20, I believe. See if that might be big enough. Well, let's make it just a little bit bigger. That's about 25. I think that's a good height. I'm going to be doing all single crochet. I'm going to go ahead and go into the 3rd stitch. I don't know if you can see this very well. The 3rd stitch. No yarning over. We're just going into the 3rd stitch. Pulling through. And yarning over and pulling through 2. So if you have not seen how to do a single crochet yet, this is how you will go about doing that. So the next stitch, just go into it, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and you'll just go all the way up until you get to the top. We got to the top here, and we're going to turn our work, but we're going to turn and chain 1, and then we'll just go back into the stitch here, and then go all the way back up the row. I am at the last stitch up here. It is going to be in the chain. You'll just go into the chain, pull the string through, and pull through 2. And we will just chain 1 and turn our work again. And we're going to work into that same stitch we just made. Pull through 2. And we're going to make another line here. So just go back up the line until we get our desired width before we add our little arms for our cactus, because it's only 1. And I'm on the stitch up here, and this one is going to be a little different. It looks like it's just 1 crochet stitch right here. I'm going to put my hook into, pull out. I do want it to be a little bit thicker, so I'm gonna probably do a couple more rows here. Let's look at it so far. Once we're done, we're going to sew these into the actual afghan. So don't worry if it's a little bit floppy right now. Once we get it sewn into the blanket, you won't even know that it's a little upside right here. So that's okay. But I'll add a couple more, and then I will add on its little arms so you can see how that looks. This is the last row I'm going to be doing. My cats, like my children, have to be
Hi.
near me at all times. I apologize.
Ouchie. Bad. That hurt. Bad. Bad Argy. Bad boy.
And I'm also learning how to actually crochet into the camera. I apologize for that as well. I'm coming up to the top. So when I go back down, and
Open.
right here, you'll want to make
Mama?
sure you get that corner.
I need help opening this.
So now I'm going to go back down, chain 1, and turn. I'm going to go back down the side. Right here is where I make my arm. So I'm going to start chaining right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably do 10. Let's see how that looks. I think we'll add 2 more. 1, 2. So I got 12 chains. I'm gonna go down to the 3rd chain here. And I'm gonna start single crocheting into each one. Sorry about that. I had a break in this string, so I put it back together. But I will tuck that in there as best as I can. Come on. I believe that was the last one. Just gonna connect with the next chain, so I am gonna wanna single crochet into that next chain, and then we will just go back up instead of going into, or instead of making a chain. We already made the chain, so we're just going back up the chain again. Looks like that is the last chain, so we're just going to chain 1, turn, and then once we get back to the body of the cactus, then we're just going to finish the rest of the row that we started, and then we will, hello Arky, come on buddy. My goodness. Come on, Betty. Gotta move. Alright, so we are back to the body of the cactus. And we're just going to single crochet back into there, and then go back up to the top, and then I'll show you how to do the other side, or how to get to the other side, I should say. And here's that last stitch. Make sure to definitely get into that last stitch at the end, and don't forget. Sometimes it can be hard to miss. Just want to make sure you don't. And I have a third kitten trying to get into the mix. Looks like she's a little camera shy. Oh, no, there she goes. Let me just show you real quick. Here is the arm. And it doesn't really need to be any certain way right now because, like I said, when we stitch it on, let me move that over so you can see it better. When we stitch it on, we can do it any way we want. And hello, Angel. I just want to show you how to get to the other side real quick. Anytime you are adding another row, you always want to chain because that's going to increase. When you go into the next stitch, it's going to be another single crochet here. We're just going to go across. Just real quick. I think the hole is right here. Hard to tell. And here. And one more, it looks like. It's gonna be a little hard to tell as well. Huh. Okay. So there we go. Straight across. Now we're going to chain one again since we're going down this row and we're adding to it. I am going to go straight into this next hole here so we can kind of round it off a little. And let's see. I think I want my arm to be down here a little bit. So we have one up high, one down low a little. So it makes it more realistic looking. But if you want to put the arms side by side, you can do that as well. So that's how you get to the other side. You just go back around, down or up, either way that you're going. And as soon as I get to where I want to put my next arm, I'm just going to chain about 12 again, I think is what it was, I want to say. Let's do it right here. So just chain 12, and then we're just going to repeat the same process like we did on this side. So as soon as you make the arm for this one, just going to do the same exact thing for the other cacti. And then once you do all your cacti, meet me back and we can figure out how to put these little cacti on our blanket. Arcus! So this is basically what the blanket looks like, or is going to look like once we sew these little guys on. And when I do, I'm probably going to grab the middle one, put that one on first, and then I will do the other two. So let's go ahead and do that now. You are gonna want to get it into the center as best as possible. I did it right below the white here, and so it's gonna be in the sand dunes. And I mean, really, it's just like sewing. A lot of people usually actually use a sewing needle. I could use one. I prefer using a crochet hook. I think it might be a little easier too. Who knows? That's just my preference. And I am using green because I feel like I mean, you are going to see the stitches on the back, which is okay because this is obviously just going to be for show in the front. But I'm using green, this green, just to highlight some more of the blanket. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is probably take the string and just kind of get a feel for how long of a piece you're gonna need. And that's about good. So I'm not gonna be working with the whole yarn, the whole skein. You just need a piece. You'll want to start out right here. So you just stop the corner, and then you just put it in a hole into the blanket.
This guy's creepy. It looks like he used to have a round head, like that, and then someone.
And then you just pull the string through. Oh.
I'm so scared.
Pull the string through from the back side. Pull the yarn through, not all the way, but we'll just pull it all the way to the end, and then you're going to tie a knot, very good knot. Say probably about 3 knots is good, just to make sure it's safe and secure.
Okay, we know who's laughing.
So, I mean, like I said, it's just going to be like stitching, and I mean, I don't know if you don't know how to stitch, but you go through the back.
Objects to collect them. Can this work? Main power. Boomby.
And then you pull the string all the way back through the back, and then you just do it again. You will go to the next hole, next stitch, and then you'll just pull through.
The cog gear.
I'm so scared.
We need a.
And I'll do that one more time, just so you get another look for that. And then we'll just go all the way around. And I mean, really, you can put these little guys anywhere you want. Do the middle. It's more of like a nativity scene.
This is definitely creepy Disney. Okay.
Oh my.
There's the music. Should we just click on it? Let's see.
There we go. I am really bad with this camera.
I wish I could run. I can't sprint. I feel like Freddy, right? Oh, it's back. Should I do something with it? Click.
Okay, hopefully that was a good sewing 101 lesson for today.
Before you got it, you were going to this room and I heard something.
So, because I'm not sure if the beginning stitches were working, I'm just gonna do another example here. Yeah, it's getting on there. It's getting on there. So yay, we're halfway there, half the battle. And then once this is finished, I will come back and show you how to do a border for the blanket. It really brings out more character of the blanket, I think. So yeah, I'll be back for that. I will also show you how to do a finishing around the edges of the blanket as well. I did all the stitch. I just want to show you, I'm at the end. I have a little bit of a tail left over. Probably just gonna snip a little bit of that so it's not so long. There we go. And then what I do is take these 2 pieces and then I knot them together. Probably 2 or 3 times. And then you just sew those stitches in like you normally would anytime you have extra stitches or extra yarn coming out of the blanket. I just want to show you the finished project, our work. So here is the first cactus. And here's the second. And the third one's a little lighter. Hard to see. So yeah, I got everything on the blanket. Sorry, I can't really zoom out. That's about all for the blanket. If you liked my video, please subscribe and like my video as well. If you liked it, this isn't the end of the video, but this is only optional. If you want to do a border around your blanket, I can show you how to do that. But other than that, if you just want your blanket just the way it is, then I guess this is goodbye. Please let me know what you think in the comments as well, but I will go ahead and get started now on the border. So you're just going to go into the corner of your blanket. Just going to start the corner, and then, oh my goodness, I don't understand why these cats are all over this table I have. Okay, so you're just gonna slip knot the yarn onto the hook. And you're going to chain about 3. And then down the side here, it's a little funky. So you're just going to be making your best judgment on where to put those new single crochets. So, like for example, let's see right here. Just do the best you can. And it looks like this is a wide gap. Sometimes when there's wide gaps, I'll just plug 2 in there to make up for the space. And then we'll go to the next one here. And this hole doesn't look too big. We could just go to the next one. One here. It looks like right here there's a little space after that, so we'll just put a single crochet there, and then this looks like a bigger hole, so we'll put 2 here. So you're just going to be doing that around the whole entire border, and once I get back to the top, I'll show you what to do next, because we won't be doing an actual single crochet anymore. I will be showing you a different type of stitch once we get there. So go ahead and do that, and I will meet you back when we get back around. I did leave off one tiny detail. So when you get to a corner, you're actually going to be putting 3 single crochets in the corners. Just like that. So we are at the back to the beginning, and we did only, the chain 3 was a single crochet, but since we have to have 3 in each corner, I'm going to go back into this stitch and I'm going to put in 1, 2, and then you're going to slip stitch into this top chain right here, which would just be slipping the yarn through, and that would be the finish of the first round of the border. So you are going to want to chain another 3, because anytime we add another row, we have to chain those extra chains, so we're building onto it. It's basically building the foundation of the next row. It's not going to be regular single crochets. We're going to be working reverse single crochets. So it's just going to be like single crochet, but we're going to be doing it backwards, and it is a little tricky. especially with the this chain 3 here. So I'm going to poke it into the back, pull through, pull through 2, go to the back, pull through 2. So you're just working backwards. So it's gonna make kind of a spirally looking pattern. That way you know you're doing it right.